you think of the recent movie Religulous?
Oh, wow. I saw it.
You saw it, yeah.
I saw it.
How many have
Religulous.
seen the movie? Has anyone seen the movie?
How many have seen the movie? Religulous, or Religulous? Not very many.
Not
All right.
very many at all.
It's a documentary put out by Bill Maher.
Yep.
Yeah, the comedian. I'm going to blog on this. I was supposed to do it last week, and I never got around to it. But I just thinking, I thought for sure that would be asked. I'm so surprised that question wasn't. I thought like a lot of people have seen this and were freaked out because I've gotten some emails from freaked out people. And I thought for sure we'd have some political questions. This is blowing my mind. But Religulous is a hard-hitting, sometimes nasty, sometimes very, very funny documentary about the silliness of religion. And I agreed with a whole lot of it because I'm not a fan of religion. I think it should be, in some ways, mocked and laughed at and whatever. And so I actually really enjoyed it. I know other believers who went and were thoroughly disturbed by it, but I will tell you that I thought it's real gross at times and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying I thought a slam on religion was pretty good. And religion has done a tremendous amount of harm throughout history, the Christian religion and all other kinds of religion. And I think it's really good to point that out and be real with that. The job of the kingdom person is to distinguish religion from that. And that's where the documentary comes up very, very short. In fact, he basically equates faith with religion that he's slamming. The weakest points of the film, in fact, the two main points I would disagree with was that he just assumes the Gospels are unreliable. He assumes there's no rational grounds you can ever give for believing in Jesus. He assumes that they're all myth. And then he throws out of thin air without any kind of documentation, and he pronounces it as fact that the Jesus story is just sort of a Jewish ripoff from Egyptian mythology. More specifically, the Isis, Iris, Horus mythic tales that were told in ancient Egypt. There are profoundly good, strong reasons for believing the Gospels are basically reliable and give us an accurate portrait of Jesus Christ. If you're interested in that, see the book that Paul, Eddy, and I wrote, The Jesus Legend, or the popular version is called Jesus, Lord of Legend. There's my advertisement for the night. But it was just aggravating for me. At that point, I got mad. Because he doesn't interview any New Testament scholars, and never called us. In fact, in the whole thing, there's only one intelligent Christian that he talks to, and I don't mean to bash the people who weren't there, but they wouldn't be in a position to know the answers to the questions he's throwing out. And the one expert that he talks to is an expert on genes, on genetic theory, not the Bible, but he asks him all these questions on the Bible. So in that sense, is profoundly unfair. Bottom line is, there's good reasons for believing the Gospels are historically reliable. And the claims that he makes about the parallels between Horus and Jesus, we've read those stories, we've written on them in the Jesus Legend, and I think 95% of that he's just making up. I suspect he's getting it from a movie, I don't know this for sure, but he's making the same claims that this movie Zeitgeist made, that's been on the internet and people have been getting freaked out. And I'm not sure where Zeitgeist is getting it, but there are several popular level tracts that have been written claiming this without good substantiation. And so I'm suspecting, and I'd like to look into this, but I think this is like the equivalent of an urban legend. Somebody just pontificates this. There's a little bit of truth on some parallels. You can see some kind of parallels, but nothing you could ever build a theory on. But they just go overboard and kind of just start propounding this stuff. Somebody picks it up and does a little more. Then it gets into a movie, and now it becomes credible, and now it's on this major documentary. Looking into it, there's just not any substance there. He claims that Horus walked on water, had 12 disciples, had a father named Joseph, had a mother named Mary, raised some people from the dead, all these other kind of things, and there's just no evidence for that. So it was irritating. Other than that, it's kind of like I'm saying, hey, it's really funny when you agree with it, but when you disagree with it, it gets really aggravating.